What if the decision's already been made and the rest of us just haven't caught up yet? Picture this. Film room lights humming, the OL coach rewinding the same rep 10 times, the headsets go quiet, and a nameplate on the left side of the depth chart quietly flips. No press release, no leak, just a message sent in the fourth quarter that most fans miss because the score had already stung. If your stomach just dropped, good. That's urgency. And if you care about trench football in Chicago, you know exactly why it matters. 3rd and 7 is bad. 3rd and forever is how seasons slip away. Here's exactly how we're going to handle this without blowing the lid too early. I'm going to show you the breadcrumb trail, the late game substitution that wasn't a coincidence, the changes are coming challenge from the staff, the protection numbers that don't lie, the contract and trade angle nobody wants to say out loud, and the 2 names who could claim left tackle if the job opens, Theo Benedict and AZ Trapilo. We'll also hit the dominoes you should expect next on offense and defense. Stick with me, earn the headline. Before we start pancaking myths and breaking down tape, hit subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, tap the bell so you don't miss a drop, and pound that like button. This show is built by Blue Collar Chicago. 4th and 1, muddy cleats, and no flinching in the A-gap. Let's set the context straight. The Bears are 0-2, and the gap between close and competitive is the offensive edge, specifically the blind side. In this city, identity starts in the dirt. Chicago football lives in protection, angles, and violent hands. Left tackle isn't just a name on a depth chart. It's a promise to the quarterback, to the coordinator, and to every fan who's been freezing on the lakefront since the Ditka days. If that promise is shaky, everything else looks shaky. The run game loses teeth, the quick game loses timing, and your shot plays never get out of the holster. Now the moment plenty of you clock, but didn't parse. In that Lions loss, after resting Caleb early, the staff kept most of the starting offensive line intact, but late in the game, they swapped Theo Benedict in at left tackle while everyone else stayed put. That wasn't wholesale experimentation. That was a targeted test. A message. And it lines up with what we heard post-game. The staff said changes are coming, and we'll find out in practice who wants to win and who doesn't. You don't talk like that unless jobs are on the line. You don't make that sub unless you're asking a serious question about the most exposed spot on your offense dot. So here's the headline you came for. I believe the Braxton Jones era at left tackle is on the brink, and the staff is preparing to make a move potentially as soon as this week. Is there an official benching? No. Is there a final public decision? Not yet. But the signs are bright as Soldier Field in the first quarter. Theo Benedict could get the start against the Cowboys, and AZ Trapilo is very much in the on-deck circle for a longer look, possibly after the bye. That's the News Tonight Live possibility, not a signed sealed certainty. Let's talk tape and numbers, because the truth lives there. Braxton is leading the league in pressures allowed through 2 weeks. 13 total. 2 sacks, 2 additional hits, and multiple snaps where the bull rush reset the pocket before the root concepts could breathe. The grades reflect what the eyes see. 51.0 overall, 50.8 in pass pro. The recurring problem? Power through the chest bull rush, long arm followed by late hands trying to recover. Even with help chips, slides, Jotun, Y-style nudges, too many reps are leaking. And if you're leaking with help, it means the scheme is wearing a weight vest on every drop back. That stresses the quarterback, the tight end room, and the run game geometry. Now, none of this is personal. Braxton's been a pro. He's battled. He's also in a contract year, and the economics are brutal. You can love a player and still accept that $20 million year left tackle money only. Makes sense if you're locking down the edge against January rushers. Right now, that case isn't there. And here's where the cold business enters. If you're likely not re-signing him and you're on the verge of a benching, the front office has to at least listen if another team wants to bet on a bounce back. Does trading him make you better in 2025? Not automatically. But does it recover a pick instead of letting the value evaporate? Possibly. It's not likely, but it's not off the table. Back to the who's next conversation. Theo Benedict undrafted, dinged last year, quietly strong and camp caught the staff's eye because he plays with controlled balance in a technician's mindset. He's not a freak athlete, but he doesn't panic with inside counters, and he resets his hands with purpose. In preseason, he was up and down, sure, but there were series where the set points looked clean, and the backside cutoff saved plays. Can he stabilize the position? That's the question. He might be more stopgap than savior, but a competent stopgap at left tackle can be the difference between a functioning offense and a weekly fire drill. Azie Trapilo is the bigger swing. Many pegged him as a right tackle, only shorter comfort on the left, different footwork, different landmark. But the staff has been consistent. If he earns it, he'll get a left side audition. I expect that shot at some point this season, potentially post-bye when you get a mini-camp window to retool his sets. If Theo holds water, Azie can ramp slowly. If Theo struggles, Azie's ramp accelerates. That's the honest competition you want in a pro room. Zooming out, this isn't just one chess piece. Expect additional changes. Shamar Turner could get his first defensive reps of the year to juice the interior rotation. Azie could be active as the swing tackle on game day. Luther Burden and Colston, Loveland, two skill guys the staff wants involved, should see their roles expand to help quicken the ball out and punish soft zones. When the edge protection is in flux, you counter with tempo, play action that moves the pocket, and a commitment to the quick game that forces defenses to tackle on the perimeter. Now, the trade question you're all deeming about. Could Braxton be moved? I wouldn't call it probable, but I won't call it impossible. If a tackle-needy team believes its coaching can recalibrate his anchor and hand timing, and the compensation is a mid-round pick with upside conditions, it's a grown-up conversation. The Bears don't get better just by removing him. They get better if the replacement plays steadier, and the draft capital becomes a future starter or the currency for one. If the staff has already decided to move on, standing still is the only choice that loses twice. Let's also be real about the timeline. The Cowboys are next up in edge room that treats bad sets like buffets. If there's going to be a change, it makes sense to install it early in the week, build the plan around it, and let the new LT own his few core technique points against power and speed. That's not panic, that's professional. Where do I land personally? From a blue-collar 4th-and-1 vantage point, I think the staff has seen enough to justify a change. I like Braxton. I respect the grind. But the tape is the tape, and the standard is the standard. I'd start Theo Benedict this week. Ask him to be boring when the vertical set landmarks. Don't chase inside counters, and live to the next snap. I give Azie Trapilo a formal left side installation during the bye, and a legitimate opportunity to take it if Theo stalls. Trade? Only if you get legitimate value with protection on your end. I'm not dumping a human being for the illusion of movement. Either get a pick worth developing, or keep Braxton for depth and competition. We're not in the business of getting thinner in October, just to say we did something. Final checkpoint before we open the floor. We're not here to bury a player. We're here to build a line. Chicago football is a promise to the man next to you and the quarterback behind you. Whoever lines up at left tackle on Sunday, Braxton, Theo, or Azie, has to turn bull rush into stalemate and turn panic into poise. That's the job. Quick shout out to today's show partner, Profits America's #1 sports prediction market. If you want to ride along with my Week 3 picks, jump in now. Sign up with promo code BearsDown and get up to $200 in bonus profit cash. I'll post my card later today. Lock in, and let's cash smart, not loud. Now I want to hear you. No fence sitting. Does Braxton Jones keep his job this week? If not, who starts the most games at left tackle by season's end, Theo Benedict or Azie Trapilo? And if a trade offer lands, what's the minimum pick you'd accept? Drop your answers in the comments. I read every single one because this community is built by people who understand that games are won in the trenches, not in the mentions. My last word. Changes are coming because they have to. If the Bears are going to turn 0-2 into a season worth sweating for, the left edge has to stop being a thrill ride. Make the move if you're making it. Stand on it. Coach the details. And let's go bully somebody on Sunday. Bear down.